Gallo swings and smacks one deep, and that ball is history. And shot toward the foul pole. It is history. A two-run homer for Joey Gallo.
He's blessed with insane long ball power.
Most of the time you don't feel it off the bat.
And this ball hammered. Gone!
Off the barrel, you got a good one.
The swing. The trot.
And that one is way gone.
The agony. Joey Gallo's physical prowess is reaching legendary status. Tonight, he'll look to grow his legend.
We're in San Diego, Rangers baseball, presented by Shiner Light Blonde. It's light, done right. What do you know? A lot of sunshine and perfect baseball conditions tonight for the middle game of this three-game series, the Rangers and Padres from Petco. Hello again, everybody. Real pleasure to be with you again tonight. I'm Dave Raymond alongside Mr. Ranger Tom Grieve, and it was a nice win last night for the Rangers. A great game all the way around, and we saw Jurickson Profar once again a big part of the win yesterday, and it really has been an excellent developmental year for him.
Really has, Dave. You go back 5 years, and Jurickson was regarded as one of the best prospects in baseball. His first 4 years in the big leagues, didn't get a chance to play every day. Those are his numbers, 12 home runs, 53 RBIs over those 4 seasons. This year's been different. He's been a regular, and he's been solid all season long. He has a chance to hit 20 home runs and knock in 80 runs, and he's reestablished himself as a really good young player. In last night's ball game, he had another excellent game. Early in the game, he was batting right-handed. Ripped a base hit to right field. This will score a run. A little bit later in the game, another base hit to left field. He would score a run. And then later in the game, left-handed, down and in, launched a 2-run homer to give the Rangers some insurance runs. So 3 hits last night, a home run, 2 RBIs, scored a couple of runs. He's got to feel really happy, and so do the Rangers, the way this season has gone for him.
Yeah, really important year for him and for the Rangers in that respect. And so tonight, they try to make it 2 in a row. And tonight they'll also go with another opener and primary pitcher scenario. This time it's Alex Claudio who will start the game for Ariel Jurado. Jurado, this 3rd time that he has gone through this sort of a setup. We'll see how it works tonight. For a little more on Ariel Jurado, let's check in with John Radigan.
Yeah, Dave, with all these new changes in baseball, we have to come up with new terms. Banny is calling the role that Jurado is filling tonight the primary pitcher, because technically he's not really the starting pitcher. In any event, though, he is a young pitcher. 22 years and 109 days when he made his debut. That was the youngest pitcher to make his debut in a Rangers organization since Tommy Hunter did it a decade ago. And there's 2 things we know about young pitchers. Number 1, there are lots of coaching moments, because number 2, they don't even know what they don't know. But there is one thing we do know about Ariel Jurado. He can make the ball sink.
He's got the best sinker probably we have in the organization. We got to see when it's on. When it's on, it's filthy and nobody's hitting it, and when they are, they're pounding it in the ground. And that's what he has to continue to do. And we'll get there with the breaking ball and the usage of the changeup. It's a matter of time.
As you mentioned, Dave, tonight he follows Alex Claudio to the mound after following Jeffrey Springs in his previous 2 episodes of being the primary pitcher. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, John. So we'll watch this one again tonight, see if Jurado can continue to get him to hit it in the ground. Now, Eric Lauer, a left-hander, will have the start tonight for the Padres. Rangers, the lefties, they've done pretty well. We'll put them in the spotlight when we come back. Rangers baseball is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer during the Ford SUV season. Ford is the best in Texas. Shiner Light Blonde, it's light done right. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Rangers and Padres, middle game of this 3-game series. And it's time for our Shiner Light Blonde Spotlight, talking about Joey Gallo. and his ability to hit left-handed pitching.
Well, it's a very big plus for a left-handed power hitter to be able to handle left-handed pitching. Joey's hit 13 home runs against lefties. That's first in Major League Baseball for left-hand hitters. He'll face a lefty tonight in Eric Lauer, who's pitched well his last 3 starts. 10 pickoffs, got a great pickoff move. We'll watch for that tonight, too.
So Gallo's been great from the left side. Hey, Jurickson Profar yesterday was great from the left side as well. The Rangers hope to keep the bats rolling tonight and make it 2 in a row here in San Diego. Lineups, first pitch coming up. Pleasant, newer ballparks in the National League down here in San Diego. The scene for tonight's ball game. Eric Lauer taking the hill for the Padres, and the rookie left-hander, just 23 years old. Rangers will get their first look at him tonight. As we get ready for this one, we take a look at our Southwest Airlines starting lineup. The Rangers 63 and 84, 29 games back of Houston in the division. Delano DeShields up top again in center field. Shin-Soo Choo in right bat second. Elvis Andrus will bat third. Beltre, Odor, Profar in the middle. Gallo in left field. Chirinos catching, and Alex Claudio, well, for the moment anyway, batting ninth.
Let's take a look at the Shiner light blonde pitch arsenal for left-hander Eric Lauer. He'll throw a 4-seam fastball a lot, 60% of the time. Cutter, curveball, slider, and changeup. Pretty much fastball, cutter, and occasionally a curveball. And while we're at it, let's take a look at the Padres defense, which is brought to you tonight by Jack in the Box. For Padres in left field, Hunter Renfroe. Travis Jankowski gets the start in center. Franmil Reyes in right. Will Myers at third. Javi Guerra will play shortstop tonight. Freddie Galvis moves over to second. Eric Hosmer at first. And behind the plate, Austin Hedges.
All right, so the Rangers won the opener last night. And it's funny, it was a nice game. Felt good about it. A 4-0 shutout. And, left the ballpark feeling good until I got here today and took note of the fact that the Padres at home in series openers this year, 4-20. Wow. They never win the opening game of a series at home. So we should have known it was going to be a win last night.
Well, I'm not taking anything away from the Rangers. That was still a great game last night, in spite of the fact they were supposed to win.
Well, they did a nice job, and a lot of great contributions, including from that guy, Jurickson Profar. And so now we'll see how they fare against Eric Lauer. 5-7, 480 earned run average for Lauer. And the left-hander gets us started with strike one. So they start the games a little bit earlier here, local time. 5:42 first pitch here tonight, and 78 degrees as we get started. What a beautiful night. The Shields in a hole 0-2. A couple of hits yesterday, 2 for 4 with a double, in fact. Delano again in that leadoff spot. And Jeff Bannister continues to give him an opportunity, and there's another base hit. So Delano starts the game with a single again. All right, lead man on. And our Kubota power stats for Eric Lauer. There we come. Yeah, not giving up an extra base hit in the last 13 innings pitched, third longest active streak. And get people to hit it on the ground, that will help. As Delano did right there. Now Shin-Soo Choo.
Big curveball for a strike. In the spotlight, we talked about Lauer's last 3 starts being pretty good. His last 2 starts have been very interesting. In his last 2 starts, he's pitched 9 innings total. Came off the disabled list, so I'm sure they're not going to push him too much. So he's thrown 9 innings. He's only given up 2 hits in 9 innings in those 2 starts. Hasn't given up an earned run. But in 9 innings, he's thrown 167 pitches, over 80 pitches in each start. So the results as far as runs go, have been great. Hasn't pitched very many innings because of how many pitches he's thrown. 167 in 2 starts, and it totals 9 innings.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's not, you know, it's not outrageous or anything, but it's a little bit high.
Ooh, up and in on Chu. On ball 1 strike. Chu at 270 for the year with 21 home runs. Hitless in the opener yesterday, though he did steal a base. I've seen a handful of throws over there to keep Delino close, and DeShields a very good base runner, of course. 20 steals in 24 attempts, but the story tonight may well be just watching Lauer's move. One of the sneakiest in the business. He hasn't trotted out the real good one yet. That one inside and got a piece of Chu. So a single and a hit batter, and the Rangers have the first 2 men on.
He was trying to throw in, but that got Chu off the right elbow. Got that too far in. Mentioned that Lauer had come off the disabled list a couple of starts ago, so I'm sure the Padres will be careful with him. 80 plus pitches in 5 innings is not bad, but in his last start it was 80 plus pitches in 4 innings, so he jammed quite a bit of pitches into only 4 innings. He was a high draft choice, 25th pick in the draft, college pitcher. Only had 150 innings in the minor leagues prior to this season. So he was a big leaguer in short order.
Well, Andrews up there now. A couple of base runners for him, and he goes right after strike 1. That one looked a little high. Andrews anxious to get a good swing, though. 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts.
And when Elvis came off the disabled list, he struggled. Then he started to swing the bat, and I think everybody watched and said, okay, here we go. Now we're going to see Elvis. And now he's kind of stepped back a little bit. Been struggling. 3 for his last 28.
It's his ball to straightaway center field. Jankowski is right there. On the way. It's been a struggle lately for Elvis. Now Beltre had a real good night last night. A couple of doubles, scored a run, and those 2 doubles snapped an 0 for 15 for him. Right now, what struggles we see for a handful of guys, they seem to be contagious. The hope is that maybe good nights from guys like Beltre and Profar last night might also be contagious going the other way. And they can keep it going here tonight. Beltre pins away and ball 1. So Adrian with those 2 doubles yesterday. Now just 1 back of Big Papi, who sits 11th all time with 632 doubles. Flowers 1-0, and that one in there for a strike.
Looked like the slider, cut fastball right on the outside corner. Throws a cutter and a curveball. Not a hard thrower, at least not so far in this game.
1-1, and Beltre takes a breaking ball for strike 2. That's just 23 years old, and as you mentioned, Tom, a compensation pick. 2016, and they lost Ian Kennedy to free agency, signed by the Royals that year. Beltre hits this ball high in the air out to right field, but it's not going to carry enough for him. Reyes makes the catch. DeShields tags. He'll move to third, but there are 2 gone. So they're on the corners for Rougned Odor. Doors numbers, the 18 home runs this year for him. Had a hit yesterday. Was 1 for 4, but with 3 strikeouts. Lefty on lefty. And this one off the end of the bat, rolled over to that right side. Galvis clips it to second base. The force out 2 and the inning is done. So the Rangers leave 2 out there at the top of the first. And now Alex Claudio to make the start. Got one last night, a 4-0 shutout here as we go to the bottom of the first tonight. And the Padres 59 and 89, 30 games under 500. They will lead it off tonight with Will Myers at third base. Franmil Reyes, the right fielder, bats second. Hunter Renfroe will bat third. Hosmer, Austin Hedges, and Freddie Galvis in the middle of the order. Then it's Javi Guerra, the shortstop. Eric Lauer, the pitcher, bats 8. And Travis Jankowski, the center fielder, will bat 9th against Claudio. Second big league start for Alex Claudio. Made his first start in an emergency situation last year in Houston. And went 4 really good innings in that ball game. This one a planned start, although an open, really, more than it is a start. His first offering to Will Myers, lined out to right field. That one going to get down and roll to the fence. And Myers digs for second. He has a leadoff double.
Well, Myers didn't waste any time. It looked like he was just going up and looking for a fastball, and he got one out over the plate, and he went the other way with it, right center field. Hit that ball hard. It's up in the air. It's probably going to be hit hard enough to be a home run.
So just like that, the Padres have a man in scoring position, and now Franmil Reyes, a big, strong right fielder. Claudio off the plate with ball 1. So the Rangers going with the opener and then primary pitcher today, who will be Ariel Jurado, just as they did last night to some success. I went down to see Andy Green today in his 3rd year as a manager of the Padres, and wanted to know about this lineup today because as the Rangers went unconventionally with their starting pitcher, Andy Green went against convention by batting his pitcher 8th. And he said he did that for the sake of battling this strategy by the Rangers. So while he might have had Jankowski leading off under normal conditions, he said he put the left-hander 9th so he could have 3 straight right-handed hitters at the top of the order today against the lefty Alex Claudio. And we'll see how it plays out and if it makes a difference in tonight's game. But to me, that's where this opener thing gets really interesting. Ground ball, third base. Nice sliding stop by Beltre, and he'll throw out Reyes. 1 away.
Pretty well hit ball. Adrian, you can see, still has the range and still has the strong arm. Not the range he used to have, but range that 38, 39-year-olds don't have, that's for sure. Ball tends to hit right in the middle of his glove most of the time.
he is lucky that way.
Doesn't bobble it very much.
So now Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe, the 3rd consecutive right-handed hitter, and he takes outside. So this is the thing about the opener to me, Tom. If managers start manipulating their starting lineup to compensate for the quote-unquote opener, then in some ways I feel like you've won, right? As the manager going with the opener. I mean, if for 1 inning you're going to contort your lineup because you're going to see a left-hander 1 inning to start the game, to me that's intriguing.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would set my lineup as if I was facing a right-hand pitcher. So you might have your 3 right-hand hitters hitting 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first inning against a left-hand pitcher. But then when they come around again in the 8th or 9th inning, they might have to face Jose in the bullpen, you know, righty against righty. So, you know, I don't know that you gain a lot by doing that. The top of the lineup tends to hit, for the most part, 1 more time per game than the bottom of the lineup. So they face the lefty this time, they'll probably face a righty the other time.
Yeah, so then you have 3 right-handed hitters against a right-handed pitcher later in the game when you're trying to set things up for the heart of your order, which is a left-handed hitter, Eric Hosmer, but it may well be that then the advantage tips to the Rangers side for those remaining 8 innings. That's what, you know, stacking all those righties together.
Yeah, the other way of looking at it is right now Myers, Reyes, and Renfroe are probably their 3 best hitters. So why wouldn't you put them at the top of the order anyway? You want them to hit 1 more time, all 3 of them. Hosmer's going to hit 4th anyway, lefty. So strategy-wise, I think it's almost a non-issue, really.
And strike 3 called. Renfroe goes down looking, 2 away.
Take a look at the Shiner Light Blonde pitch arsenal for Alex Claudio. Fastball, changeup for the most part, and he'll throw occasionally a slider. Likes to get ahead with his fastball and then use the changeup. You know, to me, when you look at the pitcher hitting 8th, now that is some strategy. And you know, I think a thought behind that would be you like to see Travis Jankowski as a leadoff hitter because of his speed. And when you bat him 9th and he's hitting right in front of Myers, Reyes, and Renfroe instead of the pitcher, might create more of an opportunity for the first 3 guys in the lineup to drive in a run with the pitcher hitting ahead of that. Occasionally, Tony Russo used to bat his pitcher in the 8th spot a lot, and I think that was the thought behind it, to get a leadoff type guy batting 9th and have 1 extra guy to go with the top of the order rather than having a pitcher right before the top of the order hit. Yeah, so I can kind of buy into that.
That actually became a fairly prominent National League trend for a while that has since sort of fallen off the radar.
Yeah, haven't seen it lately.
Joe Madden still does it occasionally in Chicago. Andy Green's done it a couple of times this year, but not very often. But he, that's exactly what he said, though. Jankowski guy, he would bat leadoff, and today bat him in the 9th spot because he wanted those right-handers up there against Claudio. Now the lefty on lefty here with Hosmer. Man at 2nd, 2 away.
You know, this year righties have hit a lot better against Alex than lefties. And when he's throwing really well, it's not quite as much of an issue because the changeup can counteract the fact that it's a righty versus a lefty.
There are those who would argue that lineup science and all that is really just a really overwrought mental exercise anyway. And they probably have something there.
The lineup tends to work when the guys in the lineup are really hot and swinging the bat.
Yeah. A swing and a miss. That'll leave it at 2-2.
But I mean, I think when you take your 9 guys, there probably is a way that you can optimize it by putting some thought in and putting the lineup together. Makes some sense to do it that way, but basically it doesn't matter what your lineup is if the guys aren't swinging the bats.
Now the inning started with the Myers double. Claudio trying to bounce back from that, and it looks like he has. It'll bounce to second base, and Odor throws out Hosmer, so 3 straight outs following the double, and we'll go to the 2nd inning, no score. By CiCi's Pizza. Head to CiCi's Buffet for new endless pan pizzas available in Meat Eater and Supreme. Well, scoreless first inning, and Profar up there hacking first pitch from Lauer here in the second. Profar with a home run yesterday, 17 for the year, and 73 RBIs. What a great year it has been for Jurickson. And coming off a fantastic night last night. 3 for 4 with that homer. Count 0-2 now.
This was a nicely hit ball last night. This ball is down and in. Borderline strike. Oh, nice swing. You see how strong Jurickson is. Got some power in his swing. When he was younger, it was hard to predict whether he would be the kind of kid that developed power. He's never been the kind of hitter that slaps at the ball and tries to hit ground balls and line drives the other way. He's always taken a healthy swing. And now I think he's just more mature, a little bit stronger, more confident. Now that same swing is really working for him, and got a good chance to hit 20 home runs this year.
It's just a number, but I think that would be really cool.
I do too.
You know, if he could get there and maybe 80 RBIs, wow, what a year. And that would take nothing away from it should he not get to those thresholds. I mean, it's already a career high in the home runs and RBIs. He has a team high and career high with 32 doubles. He's already at 50 walks. And if you want to go back over the last 6 seasons, just in those 4 categories, the only guys who have reached those plateaus in a single season, Chu and Beltre. So just to give you a little context, when we say it's been a good year for Profar, it's been a good year for him as a, as a person, whatever, as a young developing player. But it's been a good season, period.
Well, the one thing that he's done, when the season ends, no matter how many home runs or how many he's driven in, he's done well enough offensively where you can feel comfortable playing him at first base. You know, if a guy's going to hit 8 home runs and knock in 35 runs, then it's hard to see him as a first baseman because traditionally that's a place that provides power. And while he might not hit 45 home runs or 35 home runs, he's swinging the bat well enough now that if you played him at first base, you could anticipate him giving you solid output there. It just depends which position's open, because he could develop into an everyday player at any of the infield positions. It's just a matter of which position is there for him to play. But I don't think you have to worry about his offense as a first baseman, because if he hits 20 home runs and knocks in 80 runs this year at age 25, that's not the ceiling, that's just the beginning. You know, who knows what that might develop into. If it develops in, and his average goes from 250 to 280, home runs go from 20 to 25, 24, RBIs go from 80 to 92. Now you're talking about a frontline player. So I think he's reestablished himself as an everyday player, talented everyday player. 5 years ago, he was one of the best prospects coming up in baseball. Last 4 years have been up and down for him. Minor leagues, big leagues, left field, shortstop, second base, third base. And this year he's reestablished himself as the kind of player that people thought he might be 5 years ago. So in a lot of respects, for planning, for looking at the future, looking at your lineup down the road, I think he's given the Rangers a lot of peace of mind now.
Oh, for sure. 60 starts at shortstop. Today will be his 40th start at third base. Oh, pardon me, he's at first base today. This guy, Joey Gallo, he's had a pretty nice season as well. Hits a towering shot. Very high in the air. Deep to right field and gone! And that was a majestic blast to right field. Number 37 for Joey Gallo, and the Rangers score first tonight.
I'd like to see where that would have gone if it had a little bit less of a launch angle, because that for most people is a pop-up somewhere in the outfield. For him, that thing just kept going and going. And if it didn't go so high, it might have gone all the way over the seats out there in right center field, onto the grass out in right center field. Definitely had some hang time. And he hit a couple out there during batting practice.
Chirinos follows, hits his a little more straight up. This one between third and short, handled by Guerra. There are 2 gone. Well, that was something by Gallo.
And Joey continues to pound left-handed pitchers. It's his 14th home run against left-handed pitching.
The launch angle on that one was 37 degrees.
37.
Kind of surprises me.
Well, I wish it was about 32 degrees, maybe 33 degrees.
Would have gone
Let's
to
see,
La Jolla.
StatCast AI powered by AWS is going to show us those numbers. There's the ball. Goes so high it's out of the picture. 109 miles an hour off the bat, 37 degrees, 400 feet. If it was probably 33 degrees or 32 degrees, that 400 feet probably would have been 450 feet. Just hard to hit a ball that far, that high.
Rua pinch hitting here for Alex Claudio, takes a strike. 3-1 to count. Claudio 1 scoreless as the opener. Rua fights that one off, and it's a full count. So it's one thing, we talk about pinch hitting being a tough, tough job, tough skill set, etc. Guys start getting ready around the 6th inning in a lot of games. Start getting mentally focused, whatever the case. I don't know if you had a routine when you thought that might be a possibility.
You try to have a routine, but it really is a hard job.
But to be asked to do it in the 2nd inning, you really got to be geared up early. Rua strikes out, the inning is done, but the Rangers strike first. It's 1-0.
And I know it's a small sample size, but so far you would have to say the opener / primary pitcher experiment is working for the Rangers. They got their first win with that configuration last night, and Jeff Bannister said before the game he can't say anything negative about it. And in fact, after Alex Claudio was unscathed in that 1st inning, that makes it 18 innings for the opener and the primary pitcher. In 17 of those, the pitcher has put up a 0. There are a lot of ways to judge the success of a system like this, but the bottom line, guys, is zeros. And in 17 of 18 innings, the Rangers pitchers have put up zeros.
Well,
good point, John. That's exactly the bottom line.
Can't argue with that. So, speaking of our opener and starter concept, our who's in, who's out pitching chain, sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. And indeed, Ariel Jurado is the man who's in. Alex Claudio out after his 1 scoreless frame. So Jurado here to face Austin Hedges, right-handed hitting catcher. I think Galvis and Javi Guerra. First pitch in there for a strike. Hedges has had a nice year. Last night we got to see Francisco Mejia, one of the young up-and-comers in this Padres organization. And in some ways, Hedges losing a little playing time here at the end of the year because of those prospects needing to get a chance. And a little tap around in front of the plate. He is retired to start the 2nd.
Let's take a look at the pitch arsenal for Ariel. 2-seam fastball, 66% of the time. That's his sinker and that's his pitch. Slider and a changeup and a curveball. But as we've said frequently for Ariel, when he throws well, he's throwing his sinker where he wants to and he's getting ground balls. Not a strikeout pitcher, so he really has to depend on command and location. He's not going to throw it by anybody. He's not going to get a lot of swings and misses. So he has to use the movement on his sinker and the location so that the bat doesn't hit the ball on the barrel. It hits a little bit toward the end, a little bit toward the handle, which results in weakly hit balls and easier outs. When it's not sinking and not good location, it's going to be a long night.
Up and away there. 2-1 the count to Freddie Galvis, who has the start today at second base. This is the first game for the Padres that they have not started Galvis at short. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Today they wanted to get a look at Javi Guerra, a rookie making his at least on the field debut at shortstop, and so Galvis accommodating him by moving to second base. Galvis has that flexibility. You could play him at third base as well if needed. So the great majority of his career has been played at shortstop. It takes in, it's a full count. And Galvis, he'll be a free agent after the season. He's not a real critical part of the ongoing rebuild here. This is about seeing some of the young players. This ball hit just to the right of second baseman Rougned Odor, and Galvis is on.
Take a look at the Rangers defense delivered by New Braunfels Convention and Visitors Bureau. For the Rangers, Joey Gallo in left, Shin-Soo Choo around in right, Delino in center field. In the infield, Adrian again at third, Elvis and Rugi up the middle, Jurickson Profar starts at first, and Robinson Chirinos is behind the plate.
Well, here is Javi Guerra, originally signed by the Boston Red Sox as a free agent in 2012 out of Panama, and he takes a strike. Guerra was a piece of a very big trade. Came along with the center fielder Manuel Margot, Logan Allen, and others in the Craig Kimbrell trade in November of 2015. He's in a hole here, 0-2. He has pinch hit a couple of times this year, 0 for 2. Both those pinch hit appearances actually occurred in Mexico. And the Padres went to Monterrey, Mexico earlier this season. 0-2. And that's off the plate. Andy Green, though, in talking about Guerra, very highly thought of shortstop prospect. He's very intelligent. He can impact the game defensively. He said there's some work that's still necessary offensively, but it'll come. They feel confident that he'll be able to be a contributing bat at this level. Picks inside, throw back down to first, but Galvis in there. But this is a big night for the Padres tonight, seeing this young man playing shortstop and in the lineup. Full count. And John Radigan gave us that report earlier with Doug Brocail talking about Hirano getting opposing hitters to hit it into the ground. Ground balls. And he could use one right here. See how patient Guerra chooses to be at the plate. It's a small lead for Galvis. And the 3-2 is inside. That's ball 4. So Guerra walks. The Padres have 2 base runners.
Now, as the lineup dictates, the pitcher comes up with 1 out and a couple of men out.
Kind of interesting, right? They choose the bat he made.
Yeah, here we go.
Isn't this interesting? Here he comes with a couple of men on base. And again, if he puts one on the ground on the infield, it's not that it's an automatic double play, but it's certainly a high probability.
He's going to put one on the ground, but he's going to bunt it, I think. He's not going to take any chances on that happening.
He does bunt it. Sharply to third.
That's a pretty good bunt.
Ooh. Throw to first was high. But it is a good sacrifice. Galvis to third, Guerra to second, and somehow Lauer, he just saved himself a bruise by putting that one in play.
Yeah, it looked like self-preservation. It turned out he couldn't have bunted a perfect pitch any better than that. Boy, you see him get his finger out of the way. He had his right hand kind of on the other side of the bat. That's how Delino hurt his finger. As he put his hands on the bat to bunt, his fingers of his right hand were a little bit too far around the bat. So when the ball made contact with the bat, it caught his finger too. It looked like Lauer let go of the bat just in time.
So Jankowski now with Galvis at third and Guerra at second base. He was slotted into the 9th spot in the order. Healthy rip. He's going to hold though 0-2. Jankowski's been swinging a pretty good bat. Sits safely in 16 of the last 17 starts he has made. Stays 0-2. We saw him last night as a pinch hitter. In the dirt. Jankowski with that long blonde hair. Seems like the Padres always seem to feature somebody anyway with a look somewhat similar to that. A little bit of the Spicoli look. Tapper foul. And of course they had the reliever Brad Hand. They had Mr. Hand, and now Spicoli could have probably cast the whole movie last time at Ridgemont High with this team. But they traded Hand. The 1-2. So for a moment there, when with Lauer was up there, you're thinking, okay, well, this lineup thing may have worked against Andy Green. Good bunt, and if Jankowski works his way on, then all of a sudden, you know, that lineup's starting to look really good.
I think if you were to ask Andy whether he would like to see Jankowski hit with 2 men on in the 2nd inning and 2 outs, he'd say, yeah, worked great.
Three-2. Strike 3 called. First strikeout of the night for Jurado. And he gets himself out of a little bit of a jam here in the 2nd. We'll go to the 3rd inning. The Rangers up by 1. Top of the order. DeShields, Chu, and Elvis Andrus coming up. Get himself out of that 2nd and 3rd jam. And so now the Rangers up a run. DeShields, Chu, and Andrus coming here against Eric Lauer. 1 ball, 1 strike to Delino. He singled in the 1st inning, was left at 3rd base. Strike 2. Delino already with 3 hits in this series. Fouls out one away. Stays 1-2. Rangers won yesterday 4-0. Lead 1-0 here early tonight. And we'll be back out here for a day game tomorrow. And that just missed 2-2. And that will, tomorrow's game will wrap up this road trip. And we have just 1 remaining homestand, 1 remaining roadie for the year. Delino again fouls it away. So Lauer, Tom, you were talking earlier about how in the last couple of combined starts for him, how he's used a lot of pitches, whatever it was, just shy of 170 pitches over 9 innings. I'm starting to see why. Another foul ball here. He's closing in on 45 pitches, and he has recorded 6 outs. All right, Delano took a second. Foot's apparently all right. Ooh, strike 3 called. So Field and Colbert opening that strike zone a little bit. 1 away here in the 3rd.
Lauer gets Delano looking, and it looked like a slider and definitely a strike, and I think Delano knew it. Good pitch.
So with 1 out, here is Shin-Soo Choo. A very laid-back crowd tonight here at Petco Park. Choo takes a strike, 1-1.
They got some great areas around the park here. Out in right center field, they have that area, grassy area where fans can go and lounge around. They've got a nice little league park that's going all game long with adults from the Padres throwing wiffle balls to the kids who go in the outfield and then line up to hit. That's pretty much a game going all night long. Very popular with the kids. You can watch it from the balcony of some of the hotels. By far the greatest setup in baseball as far as a team hotel goes. You go from the lobby up an escalator. When you get to the top of the escalator, you walk about 20 yards across the street, and you in a little, what'd you call that, a little tunnel?
Yeah, a little bridge.
A little bridge, enclosed bridge, right into the ballpark and basically right into our booth.
There you go, the view from out in center field. Looking back in here, and we are a couple blocks away from the water.
Oh, that lady brought her glove. Got it right in the glove. It fell out. A guy below it got it, saw that she missed it, and tossed it back up to her.
I was just glad to see her stay in her section.
She was pretty good.
Leaning way over.
She's not a teenager either.
2 strikes out swinging. 2 away. All right, time for a Chevy game break. Let's check in with Dana Larson. Pretty interesting. Thank you, Dana. And well, you look at the starting pitching for the Cleveland Indians, and it's funny that they would be the first division to clinch this year. There's only one other division in baseball featuring fewer wins at the top of the division, and that's the National League West. But Cleveland, by far the class of the American League Central. And so on they go.
Yeah, Cleveland for the beginning of the year and well into the season, basically just treading water, a little over 500. But they picked a great year to do it. Second place team is 67 and 80.
Well, Lauer here has recorded now 3 consecutive strikeouts going back to last inning, and pours that one in for a strike to Elvis Andrus. 3-1 the count. Elvis right out center field in the first inning. And Lauer walks him this time. So that is the first walk of the game allowed by the 23-year-old lefty. And it gives us a moment now to check in with our friends over at Kia.
At Kia, get America's best value backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
So the inning continues for Adrian Beltre. Beltre flied out to right. He's 0 for 1. Rangers got the run in the second. Only run of the game, and it came on the Gallo homer. Beltre continuing to make history. Of course, you could say that just about any day that he is playing. Yesterday, passing George Brett on the all-time hit list. Hits this ball hard out to left field. Renfroe going back, reaches up, and he makes the catch. That ball well struck, but for a long out, and the inning is done. Rangers come up 50 in the third. We played 2.5. It's 1-0. There's our hotel right off in the distance there, the Omni. And it's a beautiful hotel, and the ability to walk across the street on a little bridge and basically right into the booth. It's absurd. I mean, you have to, you know.
Do you have a view of the ballpark from your room?
No, I have a view of the bay or the harbor.
I do too.
I mean, we see enough of the ballpark is probably what they thought.
Yeah. I don't care what I've got a view of as long as it's quiet. I could have a view of a wall that's 1 foot away from my window. I wouldn't care. I'm not going to draw the shades anyway. I just want it to be quiet. Give me the quiet side of the hotel. If it's the worst view, I'll be happier than someone that's got a perfect view.
Will Myers leading things off here in the third inning. He takes another strike. 1-2 the count. Myers doubled in the first inning, but that was off Alex Claudio. Jiranos 1-2. Leaving the count. So do you overlook the pool by any chance?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice pool.
There was a little band the other day that came out there. It was making a lot of noise.
Oh. During a sleeping time or during the day?
You know, that mid to late afternoon when a guy likes to maybe
take a nap,
maybe lean back in the chair for a few minutes.
Yeah, no, I missed that.
It's like a steel drum band or something. Outside ball 4. Myers walks to start the third. Well, you can manage your dream team in franchise mode. Plus, you get weekly stats, roster updates, and a whole lot more. RBI Baseball 18. It's available now. You can learn more at RBIGame.com. It's rated E for everyone. Now, from this view right here, you see out center field, the batter's eye, the big blue building out there. And it houses the cameras that give us that view that we enjoy from behind the pitcher. There's a strike right in there to Franmil Reyes. Yeah. So that now, of course, on the back side of that is a big video board. And you were talking about that green space out there, Balboa Park, where people wander around, lay around on the grass. They can see the game on the back of that big blue wall. And but what was interesting is what used to be out there in straightaway center field. That is before they built this ballpark, an historic building. 1-1. Myers takes low. It's now over in the left field corner. The Western Metal Supply Company, that old brick warehouse, was in center field. And when they decided to build this ballpark, the locals, whatever ordinances, well, you can't knock that building down. So they lifted it up, and it took a week to move it over there into that corner.
Well, it fits perfect now. I love the look of it down the left field line like that. There are actually pretty good seats out there too.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really cool place to see the game.
A lot of home runs hit out there, especially during batting practice. You go on the roof of it and had a great view too.
It's a fun ballpark. They did a nice job here. 2-2. It's fouled over to the right side, out of play.
The seats above the left field wall and straightaway left field are a similar view of the ballpark that you get at Fenway on top of the Green Monster. Maybe a little bit farther back, obviously, but same vantage point. Good seats.
We'll check in on Myers over there at first. Myers with 9 steals and 9 tries this year. So Jurado will keep an eye on him. Two and a bouncer left side, and that one sneaks through. Reyes aboard. Myers has to stop at second with the first 2 men on here in the 3rd inning.
Rangers had some double plays last night. It looked like off the bat it might be another one, but unfortunately it was hit right past Adrian between the shortstop and the third baseman. Some top spin on it. Nothing anybody could do about it.
Well, so a couple of base runners for Hunter Renfroe, their 3rd place hitter, and their biggest home run threat with 22 home runs this year. Renfroe struck out looking in the 1st, but that was again against Alex Claudio. And he takes a strike here. So really the leading run producer on this team. 22 doubles to go along with the 22 home runs, 60 RBIs. Hosmer has driven in a couple more than Renfroe has. He's in a hole 0-2. So this could be a good time or bad time to bring this up, Tom, but the Rangers have not been free and easy with the runs for the San Diego Padres here. Going back to last year, 21 consecutive scoreless innings here at Petco Park. Remember the finale last year here was when A.J. Griffin threw that shutout.
Yeah.
0-2. We had the shutout last night. And now a good start to this one. But Jurado, he's got some traffic to deal with now in the 3rd. No 2. And it skips up there. Should get Renfroe to chase that one. Though Renfroe will occasionally chase out of the zone. He has 100 strikeouts up to the moment against just 25 walks. So that's a part of the game for Renfroe that they continue to try and work on. Maybe a little more patience. And he shows some right there. 2-2.
A lot of pitches for Jurado. 41 pitches to get 3 out so far.
This ball hit well out to center field. The Shields ranging over though, and he makes the catch. Myers tags and advances, so they have him on the corners with 1 out.
That's a pitch kind of right in his wheelhouse. Fortunately, got underneath it a little bit. Big move, a man to third base now with only 1 out, though. But more importantly, Jurado got an out. Now a ground ball. And go back into the dugout. Get a double play. Hosmer hits a lot of ground balls, a lot of line drives. Not many high fly balls. One of those hitters that I guess if you talk about launch angle, he doesn't have a very high launch angle day in and day out. Got the power to hit more home runs than he does. Last year he had a great year, free agent year, hit .318. That was his highest average, 25 home runs.
Oh, this one opposite field to left. Back goes Gallo, and it's gone.
How does that happen? Every time I say something, doesn't have a very high launch angle. He hits one high.
His 17th home run of the year, a 3-run shot. And the Padres lead.
The ball's up and away, and he got underneath it and shows the kind of power he's capable of. Hasn't translated into a 35 or 40 home run season for him, but he's got the power to do that. Don't know if it'll happen for him or not, but if it did, I wouldn't be shocked.
So an unfortunate result there as Hosmer homers. Upshot was that Gallo was able to get some popcorn. And now a base hit by Hedges. So Gallo making the most. This is what we call making lemonade here, Tom. He got some lemons, but he says, well, get a little something to eat anyway.
It's not like he was trying to be funny. Just matter-of-factly saw something he wanted and took it.
A little something every now and then. So a little conversation as Chirinos out there to chat with Hirado. 3-run innings so far, and a base runner now up ahead of Freddie Galvis. Galvis singled in the 2nd inning, and he takes a strike. 93 miles per hour with a fastball. High fly ball left field, and it's be a routine play for Gallo. It is. 2 out. And it brings up Guerra. Still looking for that first big league hit. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk in his young career. 22 years old. About 10 days away from his birthday, though, as he pounds that one straight down in the dirt. So even this year at AAA El Paso, Guerra hit .223. Well, not, that's part of the concern since the trade from Boston. The offensive numbers have not been spectacular.
No, they've been less than spectacular. Last year between A ball and AA, he hit about .215 or .218. Hit .202 the year before that. So in order for him to be a regular, he's going to have to up the offense for sure.
No balls, 2 strikes on Guerra. Hirado from the stretch, and a bouncer down to first base, just foul. Good job by Profar, doing his best to try and coax that one fair, but Guerra will get another shot.
Give the umpire a good look at it by getting off to the side. Every time we see an umpire make a call, he's in perfect position in this series.
This is Guerra's first start in his career. walked back in the second inning. And the 0-2 stays alive. Both pitchers tonight, Hirado and Lauer, getting chewed up by foul balls. So here comes another, and this one is inside. So, well, look, Hirado so far has recorded 5 outs. This will be pitch number 54 for him, 30th pitch of this inning. So Hirado, the idea as the primary guy is that you go still your 5 innings or so. Little bouncer shortstop, and that one just hit too slowly. Andrews did everything he could to hurry it up, but couldn't make the play, and it is an error on Elvis.
An error on that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a tough error on a slowly hit ball like that. Had a lot of spin on it. It was hit a little bit too hard to barehand. The only way he could make it. And that's a play you'd like to see Elvis make, but as far as hit or an error, I've only been going with a hit on that one.
Now a visit out of the mound. And our Southwest Airlines bullpen live look. And you see Eddie Butler already loosening up. This is it, you know, when the opener does not go right and a guy has a tough inning, it just turns into a bullpen night. But I suppose you could say the same thing had he started the game and this was happening in the second inning, same diff.
Would have been one less inning into the game when it happened.
Hirado has been the one primarily tasked with this job of trying to come in after an opener. It's the 4th time the Rangers have done it, and Hirado has been the guy to follow the opener 3 of those 4 times.
But to be successful at the big league level and be this kind of a pitcher, you've got to throw a lot more strikes and have a lot better command.
Well, a line out finally does in the inning. The Padres get 3 and take the lead. Remaining Saturday night game left this season. Kind of hard to believe. Hope you'll be out there Saturday, September 22nd, when the Rangers host the Mariners, a 7:05 game at Globe Life Park. You can get your tickets for the last Saturday night home game of the season at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. Well, Rougned Odor will lead things off here in the 4th inning for the Rangers, now trailing by 2. Rookie reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning. So those guys who do the Odor chant here, are they Padres fans, you suppose, or are those Rookie fans?
You know, a while back when Darren O'Day pitched for the Rangers, that's the first time I heard it. They would do it for Darren. But I haven't heard it at our park for Rougned. Have you?
I mean, I think it just all, you know, all these games blur together. I mean,
I remember they did it a lot for Darren O'Day. So I don't know if that's Padre fans that just like to sing that song to those kind of, those words. I don't know.
It'll be Odor, Profar, and Gallo here in the 4th. Well, tight, 2-1. So this could be an important inning for this young man, Eric Lauer, given a little run support now. How does he respond And a little bit like Jurado, he has labored at times.
Yeah, he's working about 20 pitches an inning right now himself. Pretty much what he's been the last 2 starts.
You see, it seems to be growing by the inning. A 2-2 to Odor, and there's a foul ball. And this is why both guys are seeing a lot of this. And these they're not always just cheap little spoils by these hitters, just trying to earn another pitch. Some of the hacks have been pretty aggressive, and they're still fouling them off. That ball lined to first, and Hosmer, the Gold Glover, right there. Go 1 away. All right, let's take a moment and hear from the folks over at Southwest Kia.
At Southwest Kia, we've made car buying easy. $250 down delivers, monthly payments $250 a month or less. SouthwestKia.com.
With 1 gone, here is Jurickson Profar. Grounded out in the 2nd inning. He takes the ball from Lauer. This ball well stroked out to left field, but Renfroe positioned perfectly. 2 away. And here comes Joey Gallo, our TXU Energy Power player to watch. Joey, with now 78 home runs these last 2 seasons, 41 last year, 37 now this year. Giancarlo Stanton, J.D. Martinez, and Chris Davis, the only hitters with more.
And if you go back 3 years, Chris Davis overtakes Stanton.
Lauer's 1 strike pitch very high. Well, they have the somewhat standard Gallo shift on here defensively. Galvis way out in the outfield and right field. 1-2 the count. And they leave that left side of the infield nearly completely open. Gallo hits it to the right side, however, and low enough that Garrett able to snare it for the line out to win the inning. So 1-2-3 for Lauer sends us to the bottom of the 4th.
San Diego, where the entire traveling party had an off day on Thursday. So many choices on an off day in San Diego. There's golf, there's fishing, there's the beach. And for one group of Rangers in the traveling party, there was the Navy SEAL Training Center. The Navy welcomed the Rangers, and you see there, Jeffrey Springs and C.D. Pelham were among the players to make the trip. Now, there were awesome experiences like an M4 simulator. CD hit more targets, but Jeffrey says that CD was penalized because of some missed opportunities, so they tied in that contest. There's the entire Rangers group that you saw there that went and made the trip over there. And of course, when a Navy SEAL is in training, about 97% of them ring that bell. That signifies that they are bowing out of this intense and difficult training. As far as we can tell, guys, nobody from the Rangers group rang the bell, so that's good. That is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yeah, that is always one of the highlight trips of the year, when guys get to go over there and check it out. And you gain a newfound respect for the men and women who serve our country when you go out and check out the SEAL training site. I mean, it is super intense. As Jankowski takes a strike, 2-2 the count to the Padres center fielder. Ariel Lorado trying to bounce back after a tough 3rd inning. Stays 2-2. Well, this, just as we said earlier, it was a you know, maybe a big inning for Lauer to try and get one of those shutdown innings. It's a huge inning right here for Jurado, and he strikes out Jankowski looking.
That was a good pitch. He got a little bit of movement on that ball. He started out on the inside corner, and it comes back a little off the plate and caught the inside corner. It's a good pitch. Jankowski thought it was inside, but when he goes back and looks at it, he'll see exactly what happened. A little bit of late movement, caught the corner. That's the kind of command that Ariel needs to have. Change up, good location.
Jumps ahead of Myers, 0-1. And this ball slapped down the first. What a diving stop by Profar. 2 away.
Well, that's a double down the line for sure if Jurickson doesn't make that play. Right-handed first baseman has a little advantage on that kind of a ball hit right down the line because his glove hand is close to the line. Don't know if he would have been able to make that play if he was a left-handed thrower with a glove on his right hand. Pretty hard hit ball sliced down the line by Myers. Just like Lauer had a nice 1-2-3 inning in the fourth. Ariel's trying to duplicate that inning.
Probably a big lift if he can pull it off. Now going after Franmil Reyes, who is 1 for 2. Reyes a part of that 3-run third inning for the Padres, and a slow chopper left side of the infield. Beltre has it, gets rid of it quickly in time, and they get Reyes to win the inning. So indeed a 1-2-3 for Jurado, and it takes us to the 5th tonight. The Rangers trailing it 3-1. Robinson Chirinos will lead it off for the Rangers, trailing by 2. 3-1 our score here tonight. Chirinos in the pitcher spot, and then back up top for Delano DeShields. Lauer sends that one over the plate for a strike. Chirinos 0 for 1, popped up. Robinson, though, with very good power. It's a low average, but the on base well above league average. The power very good, 17 home runs.
Yeah, the other thing Robinson does, he's going to strike out a little bit, but he walks quite a bit too. Who's always, compared to his batting average, has a good solid on base percentage. If your catcher can put up the same numbers that Robinson's putting up, you're going to be pretty happy with it.
Well, there's another reason his on base is as high as it is. He gets plunked more than just about anybody in the game.
He does. It's not like they're throwing at him.
No.
But you know, there's nothing he could do to get out of the way of that pitch, and it's not like he just can't get out of the way. It just happens a lot. Take the walks and the hit batters, and adds up to pretty good on base percentage. 331 coming into the game.
Now, the only guy who has been hit more often than Chirinos this year has been our old buddy Carlos Gomez with the Rays. There's a bunt, first base side, and Jurado retired on the sacrifice. It goes 3-4, and Chirinos in scoring position. So Jurado, nice job handling the bat there.
You never know what the pitchers in the American League are going to do because they don't get a chance to do it. But Jurado helped his cause a little bit with the sacrifice.
Get some smiles and high fives.
That's because everybody in the dugout shocked he did it.
Wow. Well, nicely done. We'll see if Delano can get Chirinos home. The Padres worried that he might try to bunt. They have the corners in.
Oh, looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Definitely had his right hand away from where the ball was going to make contact with the bat, though. That's smart. One thing if you're a left-hand pitcher, but it's going to do some real damage to you if you're a right-hand pitcher.
Shields with a fly ball out to right. 2 away, and Chirinos holds second base. So it'll bring up Chu. By the way, the question we had about Odor and the chants. Very nice of some folks chiming in via Twitter to help explain, but indeed, the singer that we're hearing here apparently is a season ticket holder who made the trip. And he does it all the time at home in section 337 at Globe Life Park.
Just haven't heard it.
Yeah, Ryan Burke, the Odor singer. I want to thank Denise and Cindy and Andrew, everybody who reached out on that one, because that was great. It's always good to get that answer.
Well, if you come on the road and sing a song, you deserve to be recognized. I'm glad we found out, and glad he got the recognition for that. Saw a lot of Ranger fans around the hotel and around town, lunchtime. Well, if you're going to come on a trip to watch the Rangers play, this is a beautiful place to be. Shirley Coast, Cal Coast, the cookie lady and her husband are here. Sent up some cookies for us last night, which was very nice.
It's always great to see the Rangers fans wherever we end up on the road, and not surprising to see as many here. We ran into a couple last night on the way back to the hotel, and they said, yeah, we're entertaining about 20 people on this trip, which is great. You come out once, you love it so much, you bring 20 back with you. 1 and 2 that count on Chu.
I guess if you're going to go around and watch the Rangers, it's fun to see how many different parks you can see, get a look at everything. Boy, if I had to pick one place to go, this would be right at the top of my list.
A couple looks back at second. And Lauer gets Chu to swing and miss. Second time he struck him out tonight. Rangers with a man in scoring position. We're halfway there. It's 3-1. Look at our progressive upcoming schedule. The Rangers wrap this road trip up tomorrow and then head home. Final homestand of the year, the Rays and the Mariners in town. And then the season wraps up on the road again in Los Angeles and Seattle. 2018 winding down. As we go to the 5th inning, Ariel Jurado, great bounce back inning in the 4th. And he comes out here with the 5th inning. A face of 3, 4, and 5 hitters. So he had a tough 3rd inning, but really looked good last inning, and now we'll see if he can continue that trend.
Yeah, he picked up his command last inning and located his pitches really well. Got the strikeout of Travis Jankowski. 3rd inning was just a struggle for him with his command, but nice to see him come back in the 4th inning. From 67 pitches now in 3 innings. But thanks to the 4th inning, it's at least manageable.
Fly ball, short right field. Odor ranging way out from second. It's Profar from first, and that's not an easy play.
That wasn't. He got turned around. I think he was hoping Odor would be able to get there, but when he saw that Odor couldn't get there, he realized he had to take it and circles around, sees it, and then kind of makes a stab in the dark and catches it right in front of the wall. Rado liked it. Get that out of the way. An important hitter, 3rd place hitter in the lineup.
Yeah, those are nice gifts on those foul balls. Hosmer now, who has delivered the big blow tonight, the 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. 1 for 2. And there's a fastball for a strike. 1-1. We have talked a lot about this opener notion. We have seen it a handful of times now. And so, we're still sort of forming, I think, our thoughts on it, as is Jeff Bannister. But players are now starting to chime in a little bit. We're seeing guys around baseball, maybe guys who have not been involved in this phenomena, at least to this point. And they're starting to field questions. And I think the responses are sometimes pretty predictable. One out here. And I also happen to think that it's exactly what I would think. This one fouled away. Zack Greinke, as an example, the Diamondbacks was asked recently in an article that appeared in Bleacher Report. It's smart, but it's bad for baseball. He calls it a sideshow. And his concern, somebody's going to make money, but it won't be the players, basically, because nobody's starting and providing that value as a guy who can chew up innings. So in his opinion, his fear is that pitchers no longer command big dollars.
Maybe that's why it's being done.
I wonder.
Maybe. And it's pretty obvious that that would happen. And one of the benefits in getting some of the top pitchers that you're paying $20 million a year to for 5-6 years is the fact that they will eat up innings and be quality pitchers.
And you
but at the same time, I don't know that if you used an opener for Zack Greinke, he's not pitching 9 innings now anyway. So if you use an opener for an inning or 2, he's still going to have to pitch 6. He still has the opportunity to pitch 6 or 7 innings, eat up innings. They're just not the first 6 or 7 innings of the game. So I don't know if that would play out like that or not.
Toronto gets his 3rd strikeout of the night, 2 away.
I think half the fun for a starter is the routine, walking out in the outfield before the game, especially in a place like Fenway Park, and getting a standing ovation as you walk out to right field where the bullpen is. Not quite the same, I guess, if you come in relief.
Hedges launches this one down the left field line, but foul. Long strike.
Hedges has some pretty good power. He had 18 home runs last year. He's swinging the bat better this year as far as getting on base and average goes. Hitting .240, which doesn't sound like much, but prior to the 2018 season, his career average was .199. So that's almost a 50-point increase, 45-point increase.
One for 2 so far tonight. Singled following the Hosmer home run in the 3rd inning. And Hirado gets him to hit this one on the ground, but through into center field. Hedges with his 2nd hit of the evening. It's a wide turn. He's not going anywhere. 2-out single.
It's a well-struck base hit. A couple hits for Hedges.
You see some bodies beginning to stir down in that bullpen. And that put an end to a stretch of 6 straight retired by Hirado. Freddie Galvis, 1 for 2, stands in. I think I think Zack Greinke's points and concerns are legitimate. But I do think you might even see a situation where a guy of Greinke's stature, Kershaw's stature, guys who you can count on to pitch deep every time they are entered into the ballgame, whether it's as the primary pitcher or the traditional starter, you might just see that their value even goes up in the face of the opener strategy. And if you can throw, because his concern is you can just throw a blanket over 1,000 relievers and use them with this bullpenning and opener strategy. Well, but then guys like him, they might then stand out even more.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the primary pitcher, if it's a guy like Greinke, is going to change other than he won't pitch the first 6 or 7 innings of the game. He'll just pitch, and you won't have to use a setup reliever. If he's pitching well, he'll pitch right to the end or be relieved by the closer.
Comebacker, and that one got a piece of Hirado. Ends up in center field. And Galvis with his 2nd hit. So back-to-back 2-out singles for the Padres.
Not an easy chance for Ariel. The ball was hit pretty hard. He did get part of his glove on it anyway. I think he thought he was going to catch it. He had his glove out, just went off the finger of his glove. But 2 outs. If you can get Guerra right here, then you get out of the inning without much damage being done. Cost you a few extra pitches, that's all.
Guerra's still looking for that first big league hit. And Hirado gets him to foul that one back for strike 1. That ball bounced off the facing of the first deck of seats and right back up into the same small section where the lady earlier tonight made a play. Mark those down at the foul ball seats. 1 strike pitch. And this one off the hands, popped up near short. So the inning is done. Guerra retired, and it sends us to the 6th inning. Still a 2-run game. National League West. And that's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. Still a ways to go. But there's no room for error right now, and it's you hear it said every now and then that the teams feel like every game down the stretch feels like a playoff game, and it's almost like every game down the stretch feels like Game 7. There's a soft liner over second base, and Andrus begins the 6th inning with a single.
There's the Elvis that we've grown accustomed to. Line drives to the outfield, using the whole field.
Well, that's a great way to start this inning. The Rangers down by 2. It means that the tying run comes to the plate from this point forward. Beltre has had some decent swings. He's just missed in his last at bat in the 3rd inning. That little slingshot of a pickoff move. Andrus with 4 steals this year in 7 tries. Uh-oh, here comes his manager.
His pitch count has reached 81. The last 2 starts, he's pitched 87 pitches, 82 pitches, right around there. And I guess they decided they don't want him to go any farther than 81 pitches.
He's not happy about it either when he saw Andy Green coming, a little frustrated. He leads with a man on base and a 3-1 lead. A legendary logger for legendary moments. Rangers fans, this Bud's for you. Petco Park, a 3-1 ball game. They're in the 6th inning. Rangers had the lead man on, and a pitching change for the Padres. Trey Winginter has come on to pitch. Winginter making his 16th appearance of the year.
We talked about the bullpen for San Diego last night. It's been one of the better bullpens in the National League. Their team hasn't had a very good year, but their bullpen has. A couple of pieces of their bullpen. Brad Hand, #1, their closer for most of the year at the beginning, was traded. Still have a lot of good arms out there. Get a lot of strikeouts. And as you look down the road, they've got plenty of guys to choose from to put together a good bullpen.
Well, Winginter missed with ball 1 to Beltre, and he does not miss a lot. Winginter throws nearly 71% first pitch strikes, and as a lot of relievers do, he relies on the strikeout quite a bit coming out of the bullpen. Hits the outside corner, 1-1. Nearly 13 strikeouts per 9, the ratio for Winginter. Beltre takes outside. 97 with the fastball that time. 2-1. Now, he last pitched on Wednesday in Seattle. Padres swept the 2 games they played up in Seattle. In fact, they played 4 games head-to-head with the Mariners this year and won all of them. 2-2 the count. But Winter, he struck out the 3 batters he faced in his relief outing on Wednesday, and he joined with Jose Castillo, Robert Stock, and Craig Stammen. And those guys, they struck out 9 consecutive batters in that game. So the Padres bullpen, they were just mowing through the Mariners.
Well, you talk about good arms in the bullpen. Take a look at this kid's got a good arm.
Full count now to Adrian.
How'd you say his last name?
Winginter.
Winginter. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You got the wingin' and then the tur.
He can wing it.
He can. Up and in. Ball 4. So he comes in and walks Adrian Beltre. The Rangers have the potential tying runs on board, and Andy Green already out of the dugout. And he is signaled. So that's it. Winginter, a short appearance today. That's the only thing short about him. At 6'7", he's off the field. 2 men aboard, and the Padres digging deep into the pin here in the 6th. Making a little noise in this 6th inning. Elvis head back out there to second base. Time though for our WinStar World Casino and Resort leaderboard and interleague play. It's been a friend of the Rangers over the years. You look at the all-time interleague records, and they have the 5th best in baseball. All American League teams in the top 5: Red Sox, Yankees, Angels, A's, and Rangers.
Yeah, that's why we were talking the other day. It was kind of unusual to see the National League winning interleague play this year. American League has pretty much dominated that. Well, the Rangers had first and second in the 1st inning with nobody out and went 1-2-3 right after that. So down by a couple of runs, time to put together something here in the 6th inning.
Jose Castillo, and he leaves that one very high to Odor, who's 0 for 2. Lefty on lefty. Castillo with a 2.45 ERA. It's his 32nd appearance. Again, he was a part of that real good performance by the Padres bullpen on Wednesday in Seattle. Odor pops this one up. Oh boy. Short left field. Guerra, the shortstop, out there. That's unfortunate.
Rookie had that stretch of 200+ at bats where he was just pounding the ball. And he's struggling a little bit right now, but he's getting the same pitches that he got when he was hot. That pitch was one that he would have crushed when he was in his hot streak. It was kind of a hanging breaking ball. So I'm sure it's a little bit frustrating to get that kind of a pitch and pop it up. Just got to keep battling up there, keep swinging, and eventually you'll get that feeling back again. But right now, a little bit frustrated, I'm sure. One thing when you pitcher kind of dominates you with perfect pitches, that time Rugi got one to hit. Just got underneath it a little bit.
So Profar now the hitter, and he takes way in 95 miles per hour with that fastball. Castillo, the left-hander, which means Profar hits from the right side, where he's had better numbers this year. He's hit for a higher average, gotten on base at a better clip, and he's hit for more power. In some ways, this plays into the Rangers' hands. See if Profar can deliver here. Yesterday, remember, hit the home run late. Had 3 hits last night, drove in 3 of the Rangers' 4 runs. And he has had a knack for late inning and very consequential RBIs. The 1-1. That one served foul. Austin Hedges runs the baseball out there to Castillo. One of those rare mound visits. They look like it was just sort of a casual moment in the game. A lot of times a mound visit these days, it's quite a production. That was a casual one that will go against the Ledger. And even after the visit, Castillo asking for new signs from Hedges. What in the world were they just talking about? I mean, that just seems silly. Little tapper, slow roller third base side, could be trouble, no play. Castillo couldn't get rid of it, and Profar with the infield hit has loaded the bases.
I think Jurickson, as much as anybody on the team, has hit hard hit balls that have been caught this year. So anytime from now till the end of the season that he gets one of those, I think he's earned it. He made some contact. It makes some contact with 2 strikes. As they say, something good can happen, and there it was. A little dribbler turned into a base hit. Joey Gallo against the lefty. He's pounded lefties, hit his 14th home run this year against lefties.
Oh, smashed down to first. Hosmer to the plate for 1, and that's all they'll get. The infield was back deep, so it was really next to impossible for Hosmer to get to the base in time. But they do force out Andrews for out number 2.
There's a good example where you see the kind of arm that Hosmer has. He's way back. Knows he can't turn a double play, so he gets the out at home plate.
Very good play by the Gold Glover.
The other guy that throws just like that is Mitch Moreland. Mitch Moreland's got a great arm for a first baseman. And Mitch Moreland's been a Gold Glove winner too.
So it's in the hands of Chirinos now. Beltre, Profar, and Gallo third to first on the bases. Ball 1. Not much Andrews could have done on that one. 2 balls and no strikes on Chirinos. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. The 16th time this year that he has been hit by a pitch. Mentioned that Carlos Gomez with Tampa Bay has been hit more times. Gomez has been hit 20 times. 2-0. And that one nibbles off the inside corner.
Castillo has some nice numbers for San Diego. 33 innings, only given up 16 hits. Opponents are hitting 143 against him.
This ball hit well. Out to left field. Renfroe on the run. He won't get to it. 3 runs will score. Or will they? The third of the plate, not in time. Gallo is in. A bases clearing double for Chirinos. And the Rangers back on top.
Well, the opponents are hitting 143 against him, but not anymore. That was a well-hit ball by Robinson. He hit that ball on the barrel of the bat, just jumped off his bat. And a fastball right in the center square. You can throw it as hard as you want. Big league hitters can turn that pitch around. Robinson in the gap had Joey Gallo at first base. And Joey with good speed beat the relay throw home. The Rangers have turned it around this inning. They got the 2 leadoff men on a single and a walk and turned it into a big inning.
So 3 runs across. Chirinos in scoring position, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa pinch hitting. Takes ball 1. This ball hit hard out to right field. If it stays fair, it does. It's trouble. Gets another run home. Chirinos touches the plate, and it's 5-3 Rangers. Kiner Falefa with an RBI double.
The Rangers treating Jose Castillo a little bit roughly here in the 6th inning. A guy who hasn't given up much this year. But the infield hit by Jurickson kind of set the stage for a couple of doubles. One, a 3-run double, and this line drive to right field brings in another one. And so many times, as we talked about it, Isaiah, against a hard-throwing pitcher, just waits on it and goes the other way with it.
And now he's in scoring position for DeShields, who is 1 for 3. The lineup with a single in the first. He has since struck out looking, flied out to right field. One and one. Robbie with a big blow. He's also managed to score. And Castillo wins that one inside. 2-1. Amazing. You know, Wingeter came in there and walked Beltre. And just like that, he was gone. Castillo, with all these left-handers and switch hitters. I guess Andy Green just figuring he's going to stay with that left on left. Even though the right-hander DeShields come up there and things have not worked out for Castillo, they stay with him.
Even Joey made an out, but he hit the ball well. Hit a hard ground ball to Hosmer at first base against the lefty. He had a good swing at him.
We saw Colton Brewer, the left-hander, yesterday. Brad Wick yesterday as well. Matt Strom has not pitched in this series, and there's a walk. So he puts Delino on. And so a couple of base runners now. The Rangers will bat around when Chu comes to the plate. And things going from bad to worse for the Padres. Darren Balsley out there slow things down for a moment for Castillo, and maybe even buy a little time for that bullpen. One way or the other, you would pretty much figure Chu to be the last guy he will face, with 2 right-handers coming up after that. Well, a profitable 4-run inning with the Rangers not done yet. Chu 0 for 2 so far tonight. Oh, and 2 the count. Chu, both times he's been retired, it's been on the strikeout. And that's a number that has been unusually large for Chu. 146 strikeouts now this year. Stays alive, in and out of the glove of Hedges.
Yeah, I think for Chu, the strikeouts are a little high, but bottom line is he's walked 89 times, and his on-base percentage is 6th in the league at .383. So for him, that's, you know, at the top of the order. Getting on base is important.
Did he go? No. Well, when you can combine his on-base percentage, as you mentioned, .383, with his Really healthy slugging percentage of .450. You get his OPS, which is up over .830, one of the best he's had in his career. A couple years back with Cleveland, where he was up over .880 and .900. But in recent years, this qualifies as a very, very good year for Chu for any hitter. That one is outside. 2-2 the count. Here's one part of the story. Jose Castillo, this left-hander, the other part of the story. 31 appearances to this point have been pretty good. This one unraveling on him. The 2-2. And it's up the middle. Base hit. Kiner Falefa around third. He'll score. DeShields to third. Chu with an RBI single. And it's 6-3 Rangers. And I'm not sure those are Chu fans we're hearing out there tonight.
No, I don't think so. Well, Chu got behind in the count, so he had a battle. Again, the lefty's not throwing that well tonight, but he's had a good season. He hung one, and Chu took advantage of it, ripped it up the middle. That's what you hope when you get behind 2 strikes. The left-hander will hang a curveball, throw you one you can handle, and you'll take advantage of it. That's just what Shin-Soo did.
5-run innings so far. Castillo is done. We'll be back in a moment. Men on the corners. Elvis Andrus, 10th batter of the inning, and a new pitcher on for San Diego. And the first offering from Robert Stock is off the plate for a ball.
Good solid numbers for Stock. Another bullpen pitcher with a good arm, good opponent's batting average. Slider for a strike.
Ball, 1 strike, and Stock's pitch on the way. Chopper, third base, but foul. So Eric Lauer, who was annoyed when he was removed from the ball game, he'd given up the single to Andrews to start the inning, and made a couple of pickoff throws over there to first base before offering to Beltre was lifted, and you can see he was upset. Left leading 3-1. And now Andrews strikes out to end the inning. But Lauer no longer in a position to win the ball game because Robinson Chirinos with a bases clearing double. And the Rangers now lead 6-3. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hey, don't miss a minute of the action in our final season at Globe Life Park. Full and half season tickets for next year are on sale now. And as a 2019 season ticket holder, you'll also secure your place in line for season tickets in the new Globe Life Field, which opens in 2020. So just go to TexasRangers.com/seasons or call 972-RANGERS today to learn more. All right, Martin Perez on here in the 6th inning. So Gerardo done after 4 innings. And Perez will be the first man up out of that pen.
Yeah, Banny said he was going to use Martin in key situations. Going to find out whether he can adapt to that role out of the bullpen. The Rangers have a decision to make as far as his option goes. And some hints that they might not pick it up, but that decision, I don't think at this point in time, has been made. Martin still has a chance to make that decision, a hard decision for the Rangers.
Well, he gets a pinch hitter here, Jose Pirela. We'll start this 6th inning. The lefty's 2-0. That's a strike, 2-1. It'll be interesting if we can get enough looks at Perez out of the bullpen to see if maybe the fastball plays up a little bit. I mean, he was throwing 96, 97 as a starter. I don't know how much more you can expect to get out of the fastball. 2-2. Sometimes too, though. I mean, those sinker ballers, you can throw through that break a little bit. through that sink. Maybe if he's used more often, the arm has a little fatigue or something to it. Maybe he gets more sink used more often. That one way up and out of there. Who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah, I think that doesn't necessarily come into play as much as a reliever, where you don't need a wide repertoire of pitches. But as a starter, the thing he needed to do, in my opinion, was improve his curveball, his slider, and his changeup. He tended to throw a lot of fastballs, and if he didn't command it and it didn't sink, got hit around a little bit. And in order to keep them off the fastball, there was some need to improve on the off-speed pitches.
Well, he puts the first man on, and now Jankowski, who was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. The Rangers back to the 3-run lead. They led early 1-0. Jeff Bannister using the opener, and then his primary pitcher after that, and so far working again as it did yesterday. Whereas misses, it's 1-1. I did see that the Oakland A's on our out-of-town scoreboard lost today in Tampa. A rather hotly contested game at the end. 7-5. Tampa Bay won that one. For Oakland, every game so meaningful for them. They were 2.5 back of Houston coming into play today. Houston, after losing yesterday, bounced back today to beat Arizona 10-4. So that means it's a 3.5 game lead now for the Astros. Also means the Diamondbacks are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Houston coming into today's game, both Houston and the A's had won 8 out of 10. So the A's keep on playing well, but the Astros, whatever little funk they were in at one point in time, mostly because of the injuries they had, their guys are back now and they're playing like you'd expect the Astros to play.
2-2 pitch, and that one fouled away. So the Dodgers crushed St. Louis 17-4. The final score today in St. Louis. A couple of teams still in the hunt, and for the Dodgers, I believe that vaults them over Colorado now, because I think Colorado lost today. Poke around looking. No, they're losing, but it's only in the 7th inning. But the Dodgers, so at the moment, tied with them. Ground ball, second base. Odor to second one. The relay in time, double play. 4-6-3 twin killing. Clears the bases.
They had to turn that quickly because Jankowski gets down the line pretty well. And it wasn't really a hard hit smash, but Rugi gets rid of it quickly, throws it hard, and a perfect throw to Elvis, right where you want it. Chest high, allows Elvis to catch it and throw it all in one motion. Elvis fired it to first, and they were able to turn it on a fast runner.
A big play. The base is empty now with Myers up there. Myers doubled earlier. He's walked, scored a run. He's also grounded out once, and you can make that twice. Inning over, and we'll go to the 7th. Rangers up by 3.
Going among the many roles that Adrian Beltre plays on this team, one of them will be used again this week when they get home. He will be the judge in Kangaroo Court. There are actually 3 judges, and I'm fascinated by Kangaroo Court, especially with a bunch of young guys that had just been called up. I asked Adrian, how are they supposed to know the rules? And he just smiled sheepishly and said they just have to know. But in fairness, most of them are pretty simple, like don't wear holey jeans on the road, or don't use your cell phone or go on social media during a game, or pick up your towel in the clubhouse and throw it in the bin. If you don't do those things, you will be in the box. That means you will be fined, and then the kangaroo court will be in session when they get back in town. A guy can definitely plead his case to Beltre and Shin-Soo Choo, who's one of the other judges, but if he loses his appeal, then the fine is doubled. And the greatest part about all of it is they take the money, and yes, they do have a party at the end of the year, but they donate half of it to charity. So it's really fun. And AB was a little wistful when he was talking about the fact that this will be the last kangaroo court session of the year, and possibly still the last time he gets to preside as judge ever over the kangaroo court, guys.
Yeah, we always hate to consider that reality, but
yeah, I think the best thing to remember as a young player, if you are called in front of the kangaroo court, don't say anything, pay your fine. Yeah. If you want to argue it, you better have a good argument or you're paying double.
The one thing you can say is guilty.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll take
guilty.
it.
How much do I owe?
2 balls and a strike to Beltre. So Strom, the new pitcher, a left-hander, making his 36th appearance.
And Marty Scott was our manager in Tulsa a long time ago. They had a kangaroo court, and their trainer, Joe Nemeth, owed, I don't know what the number was. Let's say it was $50, and he didn't want to pay. And so Marty went out to a toy store, and he bought one of those plastic miner's hats with a light on the end, of it, that a kid would wear to mimic what a miner might look like. And he told them, you have a choice. You're going to pay the $50, or you have to wear this miner hat on the bench for the whole game. And so he chose to wear the miner hat on the bench. So there's our trainer. He's got a miner hat with a red light on it, sitting on the bench. And they took a picture of him once they realized what was going on. They took a picture on him, put it in the newspaper, and he was all hunched over in the corner of the dugout with a sad look on his face. It was so funny. Nick Capra, who's I think a coach now with the White Sox, has been for a long time, was one of the players. And he told Marty he was going to fake an injury out on the field, so Joe had to go out with a miner's hat on.
That ball smacked into the left field corner by Beltre. And another double, his 3rd of this series.
And all 3 of them have been hit pretty much the exact same way. Line drives down the left field line past the left fielder.
There we go, tied with Big Papi now. 11th all time, 632 career doubles.
The 3rd one he's hit like that. In this game, he also hit one just as hard as that to left field that Hunter Renfroe ran down at the warning track and made a nice running catch on. So you combine that with doubles in his last 2 at-bats last night, and in his last 5 at-bats, he's hit the ball hard 4 times. In fact, his first time up, he hit the ball solidly to right field, too. It was a fly ball, but making solid contact right now. He's also walked and scored a run.
Odor takes strike 1. Rugi 0 for 3. Can't remember where we were headed earlier this year where we got to witness a little bit of the kangaroo court on one of our charter flights. And it was it's fun to see. We didn't get to take part in it, which is good because there's not a lot of winning in kangaroo court. Ball and a strike to Odor. Seems to me wearing the miner hat that you get out of your fine and everything, but that the next time they have kangaroo court, it wouldn't shock me that somebody would pull out a sheet of paper
for wearing a miner's hat. Should have paid your fine.
Ball and 2 strikes on Odor. The Rangers 4 for 12 tonight with runners in scoring position. They've done a good job of cashing in these spots. Strom, the lefty. Part of the reason he's out there this inning is because of Odor. 2-2. Profar waiting on deck. Then another lefty in Gallo. So Castillo last a little longer in the game maybe than one would have guessed, given the way things had gone for him. The Rangers with enough left-handers in their lineup that Andy Green wanted to combat them somehow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Third year as the manager here in San Diego, and it was his first job managing anywhere. Last year they won 71 games, but the Padres, they haven't had a winning season now. This would be the 9th straight year of a losing record. They have not been to the postseason since 2006, so it'll be a 12-year drought for them. As Odor strikes out swinging, 1 away. So it's an uphill climb for Andy Green and the Padres. They like him here, though. A.J. Preller, formerly with the Rangers, and in his 4th season here in San Diego, extended Green's contract through the 2021 season. So that they're committed to their young manager. A strike to Profar, who oddly enough might have had one of the biggest at-bats, biggest hits in that 5-run 6th inning with a little dribbler that went about halfway to third base. Hits this ball hard, but high in the air out there to center field. A can of corn for Jankowski. Beltre will hold second base.
Time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Go back to the 2nd inning. 1 out, nobody on. Joey Gallo gets a hanging breaking ball and hits it straight up in the air, but it didn't come down till it went over 400 feet. That had some hang time on it. That's Joey's 37th home run and the 14th that he's hit against left-handed pitching. He's hit more home runs against left-handed pitching than any other left-hand hitter in baseball.
Yeah, but another real good year. Now closing in on 90 RBIs this year. And he takes outside for a ball. He's walked 70 times to go along with 37 home runs, so his on-base percentage a little shy of 320. I was looking through all of his numbers the other day, and it's really interesting. He's making consistently harder contact, so more hard balls in play, much less soft contact. Yet, you know, certain things haven't worked out quite as well in terms of like the on-base average has gone down a little bit this year. He's going the opposite way a lot more. He's hitting the other way more, and people have, you know, brought it up a ton. We've seen all the various shifts and outfield alignments that we have seen, but he's made a real effort, and he has learned to go the other way. The home run the other day in Anaheim the other way that was very impressive, well over 400 feet. His all-around game continues to get better, and he could not hold up. He strikes out here, and the inning is done. The Rangers leave a man at second base. They stand and stretch tonight for the Rangers with a 3-run lead. Fun. Hey, come support a Texas tradition like no other. It's our first ever Whataburger Night at Globe Life Park on Saturday, September 22nd. Purchase theme night tickets through this special offer and receive a limited edition Whataburger-themed Texas Rangers trucker cap. Get your tickets only at texasrangers.com/theme night. Martin Perez goes to work here in the bottom of the 7th inning and delivers a strike to Franmil Reyes.
Martin got off to a little bit of a shaky start. He walked the first hitter he faced, but then he battled, got the sinker, got the double play, quick out. As it was, he got through the inning quickly, even with the leadoff walk.
2 balls and a strike to Reyes. Martin, a scoreless 6th inning on the back of Jurado's 4 innings today. Alex Claudio was the opener. Went 1 scoreless inning. It's 3-1. There's a swing and a miss. Well, full count now.
There's locating a fastball, 94 miles an hour. Sinking action, tailing away, right on the outside corner. Keep it right there. Tough to do any damage.
And he misses with ball 4, so walks the leadoff hitter again here in the 7th inning. Well, looking ahead to tomorrow, we'll wrap this thing up. And our Ford pitching probables. Mike Minor, he'll go for the Rangers. The last 7 starts have been very good for Minor. A 2.59 ERA, the 6-1 record. Jacob Nix has not been so good his last couple of starts for the Padres. It'll be just his 7th career start. Made his big league debut earlier in August, so Nix will get his first look at the Rangers. That's tomorrow. Final game here in San Diego. Hunter Renfroe bats here with a man on. Oh, 2 the count. It's the 5th relief outing for Martin Perez. Joined the bullpen at the beginning of September. Would have been, let's go back to September of 2012, the last time he had pitched out of the bullpen. So definitely a transition of sorts for Martin Perez at the end of this season. As a starter was 2-6, his ERA just shy of 7, 6.95 his ERA in his 13 starts. Of course, he's battled some injury this year. Started in the offseason right around the holidays when he had the incident on his ranch in Venezuela with a bull that ended up breaking his right elbow. 0-2. Off the handle. Fly ball into left field. And Gallo is there for out number 1. Okay, time for a Chevy game break. We check in again with Dana Larson. Yeah, getting hard to imagine Oakland winning the division now. They made a heck of a run.
I don't know if they have any games left against Houston.
They don't.
They don't? No. Then it's going to be difficult.
And Houston, I think, finishes with 4 in Baltimore.
Oh, well, that's going to be really difficult then.
Hosmer taking a healthy rip there. Eric Hosmer 1 for 3 today with a 3-run homer in the 3rd. Tupper second base, and Odor will go to first base. And now the double play. Right back to second. Once Reyes went to the dirt, it was pretty much a dead duck. Double play ends, and we go to the 8th, 6-3. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today by going to redcross.org or text Florence to 90999 to give $10 to American Red Cross Hurricane Relief. Just another devastating hurricane to hit shore. And here we go to the 8th inning. Rangers up 6-3. Chirinos takes very high for a ball. Our Southwest Airlines player breakdown. Robinson Chirinos, talk about his numbers against the Padres. Those improved today. Now 8 career RBIs against San Diego. One and one.
Yeah, with the 3 RBIs today, Robinson's knocked in 39 runs in his last 48 games. His RBI total over 60 now, 61.
It's been another real good year for Chirinos. Takes inside. Chirinos, it seems like year after year, there's some plan that involves him, certainly, but you know, the team has turned over a lot of catchers over the last couple of seasons. And Chirinos has been the one real constant. High fly ball out to right field. And there's one out in the 8th inning. Look at the Jonathan Lucroy experiment that did not take, and there was some assumption that Lucroy would be the man, and maybe for years to come. But Chirinos, now it's 4 straight years that he has been the primary catcher for the Rangers. Only Pudge and Jim Sundberg can both stretches that long in franchise history. Willie Calhoun pinch hitting here, and he takes strike 1. Strom through a scoreless 7th inning. And Andy Green asking him to give a little bit more here. Rangers batted around in the 6th. That one a strike. 1-2 to Calhoun. And really not getting starts in the September call-up. And he may. I think he may even start tomorrow, but by and large, he's getting his at-bats as a pinch hitter now. He is 0 for 8 on this trip.
It's tough to find regular playing time now for a lot of guys. There's a lot of good guys around that deserve playing time. For instance, tonight, Ronald Guzman is not playing. Nomar is not playing. But when you look through the lineup, you see everybody in the lineup say, well, they deserve to play. So it's going to be kind of a rotation of 11 or 12 guys for the 9 spots.
Up into the bat, left side of the infield. And Guerra throws out Calhoun. 2 away. Well, thanks to T-Mobile, fans can receive a 20% discount on Fridays for the all-you-can-eat seats in the home run porch. Get your tickets in the all-you-can-eat seats for September 21st. It's the last Friday home game of the season. Mariners in town to take on the Rangers. Use the coupon code T-Mobile at TexasRangers.com/specials. I think that was the first ground ball of the night for Javi Guerra.
Yeah, I don't remember him fielding one.
He's had a couple of line drives, but that's the first ground ball we've seen him field.
Well, he must be a terrific defensive player because, as we've noted during the game, he has not hit much in the minor leagues. Still trying to develop the offensive part of the game.
He's the first person to start at short this year besides Freddie Galvis. Galvis has still got to start today, but at second base. Well, he has played some in his career. He's also played a little bit of third base. Andy Green today pointed out, he said, well, look, playing the rookie at shortstop, I thought it would be nice to have Galvis out there with him just to kind of help him along. This ball hit sharply down to third. What a pick by Will Myers. And that's a 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning. So the Rangers go quietly. Last of the 8th coming. Texas leads by 3.
No hidden fees. That's transparency. Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer during the Ford SUV season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Shiner Light Blonde. It's light done right.
Oh, it's Fandemonium. Rangers fans can get $1 tickets, $1 parking, and $1 hot dogs for the 105-day game on Wednesday, courtesy of 105.3 The Fan. Rays and Rangers the game. It's also the last dollar hot dog day of the season. Use the online coupon code 1 at texasrangers.com/specials to take advantage of Fandemonium. Well, this is one of the gutsier things I've seen in a long time. Yesterday's starter coming back on no day's rest to pitch and relief. Inspirational.
Well, we mentioned that Connor's getting an opportunity to be on the mound frequently, not for long stints. Yesterday was a quick one, but I think it's good for him. Be out there as many times as you can. Get the feel for the mound. Get the feel for seeing if you can get your breaking ball over. Throw your fastball for a strike. Get quick outs on pop-ups to the catcher.
Yeah, you get an out with one pitch over and over again. You pitch every day. Nicely done. One away.
And Martin got through 2 innings quickly. He did walk the leadoff hitter twice, but in both innings, Rangers turned a double play. Double plays have definitely played a factor in this series. Rangers had a number of double plays yesterday as well.
One out now for Freddie Galvis. Really, Yohander Mendez yesterday had a double play in each of his first 2 innings, and that really saved him because
sure did.
There was a little stretch in there where you wondered if he was going to be able to go very deep. 2 balls, no strikes to Galvis, who has a couple of hits tonight. It's a 6-3 score. Rangers have 1 more hit than do the Padres. Sounds like yanks out one inside. 3-0. So Connor Sadzik and Jeff Bannister today, earlier this afternoon, said, you know, with him pitching just 1 inning yesterday, and that was always the plan, he loves that idea of being able to bring him back out today. And I had a feeling if this game was going to be a Rangers lead late that we might see Sadzik. I think Banny, among other things, he just wants to see how a guy responds to such different days like that. And there's a walk to Galvis.
I think it's obvious the way the Rangers are using Connor that they want to find out everything they can find out in September. They'd love to see him pitch well enough to be a strong candidate to make the bullpen next year. He's got a big kid, great fastball, makings of a good off-speed pitch. He has exactly what you're looking for in a power arm to pitch late in a ball game. So they're going to give him every opportunity to show what he has here in September. And he comes back after missing with his fastball to walk a batter. Comes back with a breaking ball to start Guerra off with a strike.
This one down the left field line, slicing up into the seats, foul. Sadzik ahead 0-2. A couple of rookies going at it here in the 8th inning. It's September. You get these matchups. Big moments for both these guys. Garrett today over 2 with a walk. Galvis over at first base. And that one a little bit high. Both teams building toward the next season. Padres 59-89, 30 games under 500. And long out of it in the National League West. 1-2 pitch, and that's outside. Rangers 63-84 coming into play today. 29 games back of Houston in the American League West. And so both these managers, both these teams, well, they're looking for here in September, of course, win some games, develop some players, and then just answer some questions before you go on all your offseason planning. Time called right as Sadzik was winding up. And it's one of the trickiest jobs in baseball, though, is evaluating anything in the month of September. A little bit like spring training. Sometimes you get results that aren't maybe as telling as you'd like. 2-2 and a chopper foul. In your years as a general manager, did you find September to be a challenging month that way?
Yeah, I think you know, if you're not having a very good year, you look forward to September and seeing what you've got. Try to evaluate as many players as you can, get a little bit of an idea what you've got going into spring training. You can't always tell in September. It's a lot easier, I think, to make decisions, not decisions, but to evaluate May, June, and July in the middle of the season than it is in September. But you do what you can with that information. It's kind of like players who play great in spring training. You don't know exactly what you've got until it counts and it starts in April. But that's what you have to deal with, and that's where you have the chance to evaluate, so you do the best you can.
I was going to say,
I always like September for that reason.
But we say that all the time, right? That Arizona's really not the ideal time to evaluate. September is not an ideal time to evaluate. And yet at the same time, you can't help but try and evaluate.
Oh, no,
right?
That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily ideal, but that's what you have, so you do the best you can. You know, for a player that's had a good minor league season that you have plans for and you'd love to see develop into a good big league player, watching him in September is important. You know, if you play a team that's a contender and is trying to win, you're trying to win, that's, you know, that's not a bad time to evaluate somebody. So in that, you know, in that regard, I always look forward to September when you had young prospects. It's been a long season, and it kind of refreshes things a little bit in September when you get kids called up. You can say, well, the games don't matter. Well, they matter to every single player that's out there. You know, baseball is the kind of sport that, you know, you can play as hard as you can for yourself and still do everything you can to help your team win without looking like you're selfish. You go up and try to get a hit. You try to get players out, try to throw runners out. You do everything you can to make yourself look good, and at the same time, if you do that, you're going to make your team look good too. So, you know, very seldom do you see a September where, you know, you'll see people say, well, they've thrown in the towel, they're not trying. That's never true. I haven't seen a young player get called up to the big leagues in September that didn't try in my life, and you never will. Whoa, that's about as much as you can pull a ball right there. It's hard to pull a ball that far to the right. When you're in the dugout and there's a left-hand hitter up, you do not expect the ball to go over there. Whew. Boy, they all got out of the way too. Good thing they were looking.
That thing was hooking and hooking too.
You can't hook one much farther than that.
Well, 2-strike pitch, up and away.
I think you can get a lot more feel for a player in September in the big leagues than you can in spring training, because, you know, for a lot of spring training, you're not seeing the regulars. So if you're a pitcher, you might not be facing the regulars. If you're a position player, you might not be batting against the best pitchers that the other team has to offer until right at the end of spring training. But when you're playing in the big leagues in September, you're facing the best every time you go out there.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Sadzik. 2 in the 8th. We go to the 9th inning. Rangers up by 3. Fox will be the new network home of Thursday Night Football, and the schedule we have on Fox this year is loaded. One huge can't-miss matchup after another. Thursday Night Football coming to Fox, Week 4. Now it's a game. It's going to be awesome. Meanwhile, here we go to the 9th inning. Rangers trying to add to their lead. 6-3 the score. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up against Miguel Diaz.
Numbers for Miguel Diaz on the season. This will be his 8th game. ERA's a little inflated. 13 innings, 25 strikeouts. That doesn't jive very well. 13 innings, 25 strikeouts, and a 6.23 ERA. Been either striking them out or getting bombed, I guess. Giving up a couple of home runs, 14 hits in 13 innings. But he must have good stuff with almost 2 strikeouts per inning.
He's the 5th reliever used by Andy Green tonight. A guy who has been used for multiple innings most of the time. And pumps that one in there to Chu. 1-1 the count. In fact, in 5 of his 7 relief appearances, he's gone at least 2 innings. There's a ground ball, second base, right to Galvis. 1 away. Rangers did the biggest part of their damage in the 6th inning. A 5-run 6th inning tonight. 6 runs on 8 hits. They have made 1 error. Meanwhile, the Padres 3 runs on 7 hits. No errors tonight. They have stranded 8. Andrews fouls away strike 1. Elvis 1 for 3 with a walk. So a little better night tonight for Andrews. Just 4 hits on this road trip. A 3-city road trip. Started in Oakland, went to Anaheim, and now wrapping up the series tomorrow here in San Diego. 2-1. One off the end of the bat. Not going to carry. 2 out here with the 9th inning. So here comes Beltre. Beltre, the veteran, 39 years old, playing in his 21st big league season. And Diaz, the 23-year-old rookie. This one out to the power alley, right center field, and that one bounces up over the wall. It's an automatic double for Beltre, his 4th double in this series.
Two to end the game in his last two at bats yesterday. One today at the beginning. 3 down the left field line. Goes past David Ortiz into 11th place. This is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that he rips into the gap in right center field. And he's swinging the bat pretty well. Last night he ended with 2 doubles. Tonight he's probably going to end with 2 doubles. Just killing the ball. And he had 1 taken away from him today. Might have been another double. That Hunter Renfroe made a nice running catch up against the wall in left field.
So he's in scoring position for Odor. It's 0 for 4 tonight.
His timing's off just a little bit. He's got that high leg kick, and you have to time it just right so you get your foot down right at the right time. His timing was so good for about 2.5 months. Just a little bit off right now.
One strike pitch. And this ball hammered down the first baseline, just foul.
And when you're struggling, that's what happens. Instead of being a foot fair, it's a foot foul.
Well, he's out there ahead of Diaz, that's for certain. Eric Lauer had the start for San Diego, went 5 innings. And he left with the lead. But then that got away quickly. 3 relievers used in the 6th inning. Gave up that lead. 1-2 the count to Odor. Winginter, Castillo, and Stock in that 6th. Matt Stram pitched a couple of innings. And now Diaz. Their bullpen not as good tonight as it has been most of the year. There's a swing and a miss, though. Odor strikes out for the final out of the inning. So now, last of the 9th coming. Rangers up by 3. That means one thing. Jose Leclerc, the dominant right-hander, coming on to try and close it. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. And that means that Jose Leclerc coming on here to try and finish this thing off. Good numbers all the way around.
When you talk about numbers, there's numbers. Opponent's batting average is 129. Hasn't given up an earned run in 17 games. 83 strikeouts in 53 innings.
Now, good trend going right here. 17 scoreless innings for Leclerc, second longest active streak in baseball, with opponents 3 for 50 against him during that stretch. Jankowski, the 9th place hitter, will start things off here in the 9th inning.
A good inning for Connor Sedzik, too. With 1 out, he walked Freddie Galvis, but then he ended it with 2 strikeouts. Had a good outing last night and another one tonight. Back-to-back days.
Clerk's 1-0. Misses badly. 2 balls and no strikes. Good fastball. And we've seen it up 97, 98-ish lately. There's a strike. Well, Jankowski 0 for 3. Double play his last time up. Today batting in the 9th spot in the order because his manager went with the pitcher batting 8th. The idea was that Jankowski could be kind of a leadoff hitter in front of the top of the order. And coincidentally, here he is leading it off in the 9th. Bounces up to the plate. It's a full count. So I guess hat tip to Andy Green. Well, Leclerc. A long look in. Big pitch right here. The payoff on the way. And a bouncing ball right side. And Odor right there. One away.
3-2 pitch. Good fastball on the inside corner. Not much Jankowski could do with that one. Got jammed a little bit. Last night, Jose struck out the first 2 hitters he faced, then walked the batter, gave up a base hit before striking out Freddie Galvis to end the game. Had to throw a few pitches last night. The way he's been pitching, that was a little bit of a struggle for him to give up a hit and a walk in the same inning.
Yeah, I think
he also struck out 3.
We'd kind of discussed it last night too. He'd had so few games with any real drama.
And then he had a lot of time off too.
And then he created just a little bit in the inning, but not that much. By the way, a scoring change from early in the ball game. We'll get to that in a moment as well. 1-1.
Is it the one Elvis had?
Yep.
Yeah. I figured.
Bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that should have.
Andrews had the error. And so Javi Guerra with an infield hit now. So the rookie did get his first big league hit. I hope they saved the ball.
Oh, wow. That's a good point. Wow.
That stinks. Liner right to Andrews.
He might be the only guy in 20 years that didn't get his first big league hit ball. He's got a petition to make it an error. I don't want the hit.
Yeah.
I would, if I were a player, I would rather have it be an error than not get a ball for my first big league hit.
Well, I was thinking when it happened, I thought that too. I was like, you know what? The kid doesn't
get
want
it
that
just
to be
in
the first
case.
hit.
Oh man, that's awful. Well, maybe they did get it just in case. We don't.
They probably did. They probably did. They're smart. Leclerc, meanwhile, 2 quick outs here in the 9th. And needs one more to finish this one. 6-3 Rangers on top. And a big swing and a miss by Franmil Reyes. Reyes has a hit and a walk tonight. He has scored a run. Fly ball down the right field line. Chu into that corner, and not enough room down there. No balls, 2 strikes on Franmil Reyes. Rangers won the opener yesterday. If Leclerc can get this done here tonight, well, then they would clinch this series, and it would be their first series win on the road since late July at Houston when they swept the Astros. I didn't realize it had been that long. Leclerc's 0-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Reyes and saves his 11th of the year. And the Rangers win this one 6-3, the final score. Another great all-round effort, and Leclerc extends that scoreless inning streak. Now 18. And opposing hitters still just the 3 hits now. So, Tom, let's take a look at our Ford game summary.
Well, we're going to summarize the 6th inning when the Rangers broke it open with a 5-run inning. How'd they do it? Bases loaded. Robinson Chirinos rips one in the gap. All 3 runs score, but the Rangers weren't done. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa pinch hitting, doubles down the right field.